Hello, good afternoon, big Cubians. I hope everyone is doing great. I'm still waiting for everybody. Hi, Hector. Hi, Simon. Can see you guys. It's great always to see face to face in this way. Cool, cool, cool. Hi, Edwin. I don't know if we can wait like 2 minutes more or we can just jump into our topics. I think anyway it will be recorded, so I will be sharing it with everybody so that I don't waste the time of people who are here on time. So quickly, let me jump into the subjects. So today, guys, like I will be showing you a few things, and we'll be discussing about the new project a lot. We'll be discussing something about the B-cube a lot. It's a mixture of everything. Okay, but I will just give you the in-depth meaning and what exactly my tweets meant yesterday, because I made a thread um, just for you to get some feeling in the beginning. Because if we just go dive into the call, you might not be able to understand everything and it will be too much information. So I just gave you a kind of like summary so that you are well prepared and you know what is coming and you know about the concept, you know something at least like basic things. And from there, it's good for us to, like take it to the next level right now in this discussion. So guys, first of all, like let me explain to you like my strategy and like what we are going to do. But before that, white paper is completely ready, but I will be waiting for some time until we finish the landing page and everything. Once the landing page is finished, like then on the new landing page, you will find the white paper, pitch decks, everything there. But because you people are here and even I'm very, very curious, so I will just show you the first page of the white paper. Okay, first page of the white paper, some abstract, so that you will get something, you will get some information out of it. Just wait a minute. So let me know if you can see my screen. Yeah. Okay. So can you see now the white paper on your screen? Cool. So tentatively, we have named it as B3X, which is B-cube X. Don't get into that B3 things now. It is not that. It's just a B-cube X, but it's tentative name. We are going to change it, right? It's just the name what we have kept it as of now. We are coming out with a good name like in 15 days. We have something in mind. So we definitely come out with that. So what is B3X? The B3X is the ultimate AI powered DEX for derivatives and options trading. So like these are the three authors of this white paper. So we three co-founders. B3X is an innovative decentralized exchange platform designed to transform the landscape of derivatives and options trading. By integrating cutting-edge artificial intelligence with blockchain technology, B3X democratizes across to advanced trading strategies and resolves liquidity fragmentation in the DeFi space. Our ecosystem comprises a DEX for derivatives and options, a fund marketplace managed by seasoned traders, an AI-powered fund builder, and an intelligent fund oracle for automated investment allocation. You know what? Like everybody were asking us, like, why we have to select like spot or like swing spot or like a profit hunter or something else. That is where like blockchain will help us. So blockchain will select the strategy which is best for you for the day. You don't have to select anything. It will select it for you. Today, Profit Hunter is the best. It will be doing that one. So you don't have to go through all the marketplaces and select everything on your own. It will do on its own automatically. That's what we mean here, like Oracle. So central to our platform is the B3X token, which drives governance, incentive, which is the revenue share, and the value accrual. So there are several things which comes under value accrual, which goes into tokenomics. Leveraging our existing AI technology developed for b-cube.ai and the robust injective blockchain. It will be built on injective blockchain. The entire DEX and everything will be on chain completely. There is no off chain things at all. B3X offers a scalable, user-centric training experience, promising unparalleled opportunities for traders, investors, and fund managers alike. So where we get this inspiration from, as I have already said, like my greatest inspiration to do anything in fund management, or why I got into fund management after my engineering, was because of Jim Simons. Without this guy, probably I would have never come to this field at all. Not even B-Cube, not even Morgan Stanley or anything. He said something which always like goes very deep into my heart. Get smart people together, give them a lot of freedom, create an atmosphere where everyone talks to everyone else, provide the best infrastructure, and make everyone partners. So this is exactly what we are doing at B3X. We will bring all the smart people, whether it can be our own smart people, we inside the company, we are all smart people in our company. So we are the first people, and like we will get the same kind of people from everywhere. We will give them a lot of freedom, a lot of things to try and test and everything. And we don't hold back anything, because we will be coming out with something called as B3X SDQ, which is a kind of like software development kit. So using our protocol, anybody will be able to build their own AI strategies. So we speak to each other, we share things, we provide them the best infrastructure to make any kind of strategies, the most complex strategies that is possible, and we make everyone as our partners. So that's how like we move forward in this journey. So there are like nearly like 35 pages what we have written, including all the scientific evidences, like why we can do this one, why strategy factory. The results, we can already see it with swing spot and profit hunter and everything. These are not the kind of strategies what we ever had before on the platform. We never ever had this, right? So we have seen the previous one, and we are seeing a huge difference now. And that's because of the strong technology that we have. So what is a strategy factory, strategy selector, and like how we scientifically we defend this technology as something very unique and that cannot be beaten so easily. So we have like all the like a test and everything here, like how the technology works and everything. So anyway, like we will discuss everything like once it's published, like we will be able to show you things, and you will have the possession of this one, so you will be able to see it everything. So I'll not go deep into white paper. So as I said, like in the white paper, we have not made any tokenomics yet. I'm still waiting for an expert in tokenomics. We will be speaking tomorrow, just before I'm going to US. We will be forming a very good tokenomics, very good structure of tokenomics, and how we are going to allocate and for whom, and how much should be the cliff, how much should be the release on the day one, how much should be like release like consequently like later on, like monthly or bi-monthly or something. It depends on the project, it depends on the utility and everything. So they are going to assist me with that one. When it comes to b-cube, like I was the one who like completely designed the tokenomics, and that was not the best tokenomics, to be honest. So I don't want to do things like what I'm not really confident about. This one I have learned with my experience and with many things. So let's leave the things to experts, and let me just do what I'm good at. So my focus will be only on that. So guys, like we will be discussing the things, and we will also be onboarding this person like as an advisor, because he was an advisor for a lot of big projects that Saidush, Heroes, Entangle, which got listed on Bybit quite recently. So a lot of projects he's an advisor. So he has helped them to design tokenomics, go on top tier exchanges, everything. He has done it. So I'm trying to rope in for our project. So I've already forwarded the white paper and everything, and he said like it's great, and we have been friends from very long time, since 2021. He came like when we actually closed the allocation for b-cube tokens. So that point in time, like we couldn't make anything, but now is the time to make everything proper. So now, now after showing this white paper and giving you a bird's view of what is coming, let me just substantiate what I meant in my tweets. So the first part, like, was about, there is like, you can build your strategies. Like if you're just a manual trader, you can just build it. Or if you want to use our AI module, you can build this one. We will be building this AI module from the scratch, from absolutely from the scratch, which will be something looking like ChatGPT, but it is very, very, very specific to trading, only specific to trading. You will be able to build very complex strategies, not very simple ones, like because the focus is not really, of course, there will be technical indicators and everything, but the things that we developed in-house, like our own version of technical analysis or our own version of mathematical models, because mathematically speaking, any technical indicators are nothing but the math formula. But why people don't win by using these things on a longer run is because everybody has access to it. So if everybody is using that, and if everybody is trying with the same kind of thing, then things are not going to work because there is no alpha there. So you have to develop something on your own. So that's why we develop many things on our own. So that's why we will be adding these kind of things, and we'll be integrating that with our LLM models, which makes it very easy for anybody to use our AI tech with just LLMs. Or if they want a user interface to build their strategy, that is also possible. So they can do multiple things at the same time. They can just like be a manual trader, they can be an AI trader like using our tech, or they can use like a user interface, like where they will select the values and everything, so they can do whatever they want. So all the fund management things will happen on the same protocol, besides being a DEX. So DEX, anybody can use it, just like DYDX or like GMX or like any other DEX, like people can use it like that also. But if they want to, the speciality of us is like we provide this kind of fund management protocol, like where people can start their own funds. So this is something like what we are very specialized in. We found like some of the pairs on injective protocol, because we will be using a shared order book. We will be sharing that liquidity. So in this way, like they provide something like 25, 30 pairs, but we want more. So we are adding our own pairs by making a smart contract to merge that one with this shared liquidity. So we'll be adding all those tokens like which we trade frequently. It can be Uniswap, it can be a Link or something like which our models are comfortable with or what we are comfortable with. We are adding many more things. So initially it will be a perpetual trading DEX, then it will become a spot DEX. And after spot and perpetual trading comes up, like it, options will come. And in the future, like we have many other things to add on this one. This is like a basic introduction. So second point was about like a DAO. So there's unlike b-cube, like b-cube is a company, it's not a DAO. But b3x will be a DAO. And here we are giving like a lot of freedom for token holders. Like they can make a proposal and proposals will be voted. So like there are protocols like where you cannot really make a proposal, but what proposal they are making, you can agree with that, or you can disagree with that, or you can do some things. There are other type of protocols like where you can also bring up your own topics, and we can make a noting, and we can decide on the direction of the project. So we can do many things, but we will be allowing for you to come up with proposals and also vote on it, and we will also come up with our proposals. You can vote on it. So the governance is very, very important, and it will be absolutely decentralized. It will be a real DAO, because the real DAOs are missing in this world. Because all the DAOs, like what happens is a majority of the tokens is with like with the team, so they will be voting it. This is what we have seen always time and again, and it's just a DAO for the sake of having it. But we will be not that kind of a DAO. And because we should not have a big, like number of tokens to manipulate the proposals or the voting system, the treasury of the B3X will be locked up for a very long time, and the release will be very slow, which makes the public who are having the tokens to be more powerful than the team itself. Because overall team tokens will be for 10%, and that 10% will have like a 1 year cliff or something, so we cannot even claim it. And it will have like 2 or 3 years slow unlocking. So in the 4 years, like even if we have 10%, we will have just 10%. But the majority of the 90% is with the people. So 90%, I mean, like there is treasury and all these things, but we will have to use the treasury for some other purposes. Anything. but the majority will be always with the public. So public makes a proposal, public votes on it. We will come out with a proposal and people will vote on it. So it will be absolutely decentralized DAO, just like the way how DAO should perform or should function. And another important aspect is the revenue share. So 15% of the complete revenue model, like whatever comes from the company side of the revenue. So it can be like our own funds, which we will be launching there. It can be a static fund, it can be active trading fund, everything. Plus the trading fees of the exchange. Exchange means huge number of volumes will happen. Huge number of volumes will happen. So all these fees plus whatever the revenues that we are getting as a company, 15% of it, 15% of it will be shared among token holders. So if we are giving directly as dividend, then we will be into trouble because the token will be classified as a security and so many other aspects will come. We have taken the legal advice for that. And the only way to mitigate this risk of classification of security token is by giving something called as real yield. Real yield means you will stake your tokens. And if you stake your tokens before what was happening, like for example, b-cube's case, you were staking our token on Mantra DAO, or you were staking our token on our own smart contract, and you were paid like, some kind of APR with our own tokens, right? So this was the yield concept which existed before. But for me, even when somebody asks me like anywhere, it looks like a Ponzi because basically I'm just giving my own tokens to people, which is just increasing the inflation and which will increase the dump later on, so it will not serve any purpose. Now instead of that one, like with the real yield, if we are giving in USDT or something else to all the token holders, it is good, they will have money, and because they are getting the yield they will buy more token. So there is logical thinking behind this one. Instead of giving our own tokens as a as a yield, that doesn't work. So we have like different mechanisms so as to navigate through the legal issues concerning the classification of token as a security. Because if the token is classified as security, then we first of all like we cannot go on top tier exchanges, and that's not my vision at all. Top 5 or top 10, like we have to hit there, right? And if we want to hit there, like the token should not be classified as security. So that's why like what we say, instead of saying like we will pay you dividends of 15%, we say that like stake your tokens and get 15% of what we are doing. So it's a real yield, which means you're getting yield, and yield is not classified as a security token because all the tokens do yield. Uniswap does yield, and like 1inch or Aave or like anybody, they are all doing yield. Like you stake their tokens and they will pay you some tokens as an APR. So we have the similar concept. So we will do exactly the same, and we will navigate through all these legal things. And we will also make it possible to make this happen. Because, with b-cube, like we went through all this legal hassle. So we know now, like before doing the things, like what are those missing links and missing puzzles that we need to be very careful about so that we don't end up in the mess once again. And to avoid that one, we know what is the best jurisdiction, how to make it, how to create a DAO. All these, kind of advices have been taken by the people who have done it, who have been there, who have done it, who have seen it all. So I'm just relying on those kind of people. These are not like my decisions because I went through the issues, right? So I have learned something from my experience, but still I need to know the jurisdictions and everything. So that's why I consulted people. The best way of doing is like to make the DAO as a foundation. And the foundation, like we will keep it like in Cayman Islands or Seychelles or like British Virgin Islands, somewhere there. Because they're like, even if you make an IDO or an ICO or something, you don't have to pay any money for the money what you raise. It is 0% tax there. But if you do the same thing in Europe, they will take income tax on that. Because the money what you raise as an ICO in Europe is treated as an income for the company. They don't see it as a fundraise. They don't see it like a crowdfunding. They don't see it like that at all. Even with b-cube, like initially when we raised $3 million, we had issues. Actually, income tax was saying like we need to pay 33% out of it as a tax. So we would have lost $1 million immediately after raising it. But luckily, because of all our research and development activities and everything, we had JEI status, which is like young innovative company, junior enterprise innovative, something like that in French. So because we had this status, the first year's income tax, what you get is waived off completely 0%, 0% tax. So that's how we got away in case of B-Cube. But we can't do the same thing, or like we can't go through the same hustle. So we have to find jurisdiction where we can do our business like peacefully without any problems. So that's why we have found even jurisdictions also to navigate this problem. So once that is finished, the DAO structure and the token utilities, and there are like many other utilities which you will see in the white paper, but I'm just telling you the major ones. You can pay fees, and there are like other kind of things, but these are the main highlights for you to get a good information about it. Next one will be like, the token sale. The token sale is extremely important, like how we conduct it and for whom we are making the allocation, and what were the projects like before these funds took and what they did with that. So this is a very big due diligence we need to make. So that's what we did all these times. So if you're wondering, like actually what happens in this kind of conferences. So before I go to any conference, like locally, I will know few people like who are coming, like either from the VC side or either from the builders, some other builders or like some other founders. So some other founders will have a VC in their own project. So we need to get their VCs. So if I just shoot an email or something for VCs, they never open the email. They never see that because there are 1,000 people like me doing that every single day. Why will they even open your email? So it doesn't make any sense at all. One of their portfolio company, if they give an intro to you, then that makes a huge difference because they have already invested in a company who is giving them an intro to another project. So now they will be like, okay, let's talk, let's meet. So this is what I have been doing all this while, meeting people and speaking about this new project, not being very persuasive, not being like very pushy, but just telling like what we want to do. And everybody were like, wow, that's great. Because this kind of concept doesn't exist. Like what we have been doing and seeing so far is the DeFi, which is between like 3 to or 1 to 10% or 12% or 15%. And many of the times, like when the APR returns are very high, they're giving their own tokens for that one. Because I was seeing another project like which was giving 70% APR now. I try to understand like how someone can give 70% APR on USDT if they're not actively trading. Because if we had like huge amount of treasury in BCube, then we would be, like putting all those monies in swing spot or like in profit hunter or something else, like we would be making that one. And then 89% is possible in a year. Definitely it's possible. We can do some leverage trading. We can adjust our risk and it's possible, but anyway, it's not impossible. But without doing anything, how can you get like 80% APR? It's impossible just by doing arbitrage between USDT and USDC. And then I came to know like actually these people are very smart. What they are doing is they're making a pair between their own token and USDT. And all this 80% APR, they're paying from their own tokens. So it's the same like what we were discussing earlier. Like we will just pay from our own treasury like to you, so that like people keep staking and they have this kind of liquidity. And one day when you can't pay and people remove all their tokens and there will be no liquidity anymore and they will dump in the market, prices of the tokens also will fall down and the valuation of company will come down. So this is not the way to go. That's why, like we have to be very careful, like how we structure all these things. So there will be several rounds of, token sale. First round, like as I already promised to the community, like $1 million will be set aside for our community. So this has been decided and this is promised, and I will keep my promise. I will not be going back on my promise. A lot of people have been here, like supporting, and you see, like a lot of people are there on the call today, and they were waiting for this call, and there is a like there is a connection there, and definitely that has to be respected, and that cannot be forgotten. All the people I know, like many people who are here, like they were cheering irrespective of any kind of situations, right? When we were down, they were holding our hand. When we were up, like they were cheering us. So they were always there, irrespective of the situation. And that will never be forgotten, because we should never forget the people, those who support us when we are down and nobody else is there for us. So that's why this $1 million has been set aside for our community. And rest of the, $2 million, it's for the top tier VCs, which I'm already in discussion with. A couple of VCs, I met them. I met them in Dubai. I met them in like Hong Kong. I met them like in all the places that I'm going around. I was using the same kind of formula, what I said, because one of our angel investor was a managing director of Ripple for MENA region. Like if a Ripple's a managing director or CEO of Ripple for MENA, if he is putting me across like a big fund, like definitely they will trust me, because it's not the me who they are trusting, but it's about the person like who is bringing me to them. They trust him more, and that's why they give me an opportunity to listen to me very seriously. Otherwise, I know, like, because I'm pitching sometimes to investors, like, and they don't know me and we don't have any connection in between, just like cold pitching, like just going and speaking to them and seeing and asking about their fund, their investment theses, whether they invest in DeFi, whether they invest in GameFi, metaverse, what is their investment strategy, how long they hold, and all these basic things. But when I'm pitching, like, they're like, interesting, good. Do one thing, just send me an email over there. Like, no, they will never reply to your email afterwards. They ghost completely. And it's pretty normal, because there are hundreds of people who are doing the same thing just like me. And why they should even give any preference to me? Um, there are like so many people in these conferences. I was seeing like VCs like being pitched almost like 1,000 projects or 1,500 projects like every single day. They were so tired, like every day from the morning to evening. And there is like VC speed dating, like people keep speaking there, like nothing will happen. They call these events, like, which is very trendy now, and it's happening in Austin also. It's called as VC speed dating. Everybody will have 5 minutes of time, and we just have to give an elevator pitch, and just have to explain them the business model, and just have to explain them like whom we are targeting and where we will be. That's it. So they keep doing it, and there is no meaning in pitching them at that point in time. We just need a reference. So when I went through the reference of the CEO of a Ripple, like I got Cyper Capital, one of the largest one, and Cube VC. Cube VC are the people who are the seed investors in SpaceX, for example, Elon Musk company. They were the people like who were seed investors in Injective, Cosmos ecosystem, everything. And when I said to them like, okay, we are building on Injective, they were immediately clicking there. And they said like, when Injective was a launchpad project on Binance, from that moment to this moment, like they got allocation much before, like in the seed round. They haven't sold a single token of Injective, not even a single token of Injective, and they bought for like 0.0 something, and Injective is like 17 or $18 now. They made like 1000x or something, like more than that one, but no, they're just holding it, and they hold and they support and they bring in like all KOLs, like all the influencers, like whom we keep talking about. It's not that like if I go to influencers myself, and if I tell them like, hey, I will give you an allocation, keep shilling my project and keep speaking my project to your audience, he will be, oh yeah, yeah, sure, 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 I will do it, I will do it, just give me allocation. He will take, he will dump it the next day. That's it, it's finished. And afterwards, like, he will never shill anything about it. Why? Because he's not invested. He's not invested in terms of like a project. He's not invested in terms of vision. He's not really invested in any way, actually. But if you go through this kind of big VCs, they are the people like who will share their allocation with them. And if they do the same thing with these kind of allocations which big VCs are giving, next time big VCs will not give them any opportunity to participate in any big project, in any high put project. And they don't want to lose that opportunity. That's why we have to go through them, and we should not go to them directly. There are like several companies now, marketing companies, which is making like, what is that? So it's a service now called as like call allocation as a service. So you go to this company, pay them some money. They will give you a list of calls, and they will say like, okay, give 10 to him, give 5 to him, give 6 to him, like this. And they will all share. And they're all waiting for, like listing. just listing gains, at least like most of them. So this is not the way to work, because I have seen like some calls who shill even before the token comes, who will shill on the day of listing, create the hype, and even after that also they keep the hype. So that's how it should work. Like, we're not saying like they should not sell and they should hold for entire life. That's not what I'm saying at all. That's absolutely stupid to even think and say, right? Everybody have to sell one day, but not like immediately dumping it. That will not help anybody, because that will not help us, and that will not help the ecosystem. That will not help anybody. So there is a way to do it, and that is the way, like, what like, we will get these kind of calls if we go through these kind of issues, because they will open the doors for these people, and which I have already discussed with them in detail. And I've asked them all the questions, and even some of the very silly questions that you can't imagine, about like allocations and all these things. How do you make it possible? What is the guarantee? And these kind of very stupid things. But I've also discussed that in greater length, in a very deep way. And I got all my answers. So I'm very confident that going through these people, like, we will be able to make it possible to have all these big calls. Um, and then like $1 million, like, we will raise from angels, exchanges. Like, exchange allocation is also very important. Some of the exchanges also, they dump. But like, we have to see like what kind of the top 5 exchanges, like, they have a venture capital on, two of which I have a connection, I have contact, so I can speak to them. I already discussed with them, with a couple of people, and then they were like very happy about it. So angels are already ready. I have some very good angels, like, in the software development and everything. But this time, angels, when I mean, they are adding a lot of value to the project. For example, I met with an angel, and he said like, okay, I will put like, me and my co-founder from our company, we can put like 400K. And if we put 400K, like, then we will also support you in building like the platform. Like, they haven't built any blockchain related things, but they can build this front end, back end, and like, when we are extending the projects, like, they can help us with the UI creation, UX, like, with everything, whatever we need from the software needs, they are going to do that. Now, if we have such an investor with us, then like, we don't have to spend so much money on having too many developers in the team. If we have like 2 or 3 developers, it's okay. Like, they will work with the company and they have all the knowledge. There is a good knowledge transfer. So we know what is going on, and they will just take care of it. They will work with this company together. So this will reduce our cost, and this will reduce our time to market also. Because if we are building everything in-house, it takes too much time to bring the product to the market. Because like, for a software development, like, only developers is not enough. We need quality assurance experts. We need somebody to test it, testers, software testers. Like, we need like a whole stack, whole stack of tech for making it happen. But if we have this kind of company, like, come on, like, if it's a 50 people company, like, they will have everybody there. So they can help us in so many ways. So these kind of angels are what we are onboarding. And in this allocation, in this 1 million, what I said, it's angels, exchanges, and also market makers. Because market makers is very, very, very important. This is what we didn't have in b-cube. And this is something like what I didn't think back then about market makers. And I didn't make the allocations in this way also. It was very different how we made in b-cube, but like, those things will not happen. Here it will happen very differently. So market makers like a DWF Labs, I'm in contact with them. I'm speaking to them. DWF Labs was in news quite recently, that someone in the Binance said that these people are manipulating the markets, and the employee of Binance got fired because he said this. We don't know why he got fired, but this was a very big news, and it was that market maker, DWF Labs. So they are market makers for almost all the big coins on Bybit and many coins on Binance. Some other market makers are also there, like Kiros and everybody, like, who are asking for allocation. So we will make allocation for one market maker, not for everybody. And we will see like in what else they can help us with. Because market makers, or two types of market makers are there. One type of market maker will help you in having a tight spread between buying and selling. This is one type of market makers. Another type of market makers, you can loan your tokens to them, and they will provide their own liquidity. which means if you are adding like $1 million to an exchange for liquidity adding, they will provide you also 1 million from their side. So in this way, like you will have like enough liquidity on the markets and you will have like good volatility. Of course, this time we are not even thinking about DEX. We will not be even probably going on DEX. It would be directly, like tier one exchange listing. Like we will not go to any DEX or whatever it might be. I know people might say like, no, you have to be on DEX also, on CEX also, but like times have changed. Times have changed now. Like that is not mandatory anymore. If you're in good CEX, centralized exchange, it's perfectly fine. So we are going to structure the deal in this way. So we will have like KOLs, we will have tier one VCs, we have community VCs, we have our own community, and we will have like even market makers and exchange people also investing with us. So the structure looks like this of the deal. And when it comes to like spending the things, like we are selling only 25% of our tokens at for $5 million, which means the complete fully diluted value will be $20 million. If you see any other DEX out there, any DeFi projects out there, the good ones, they are having like 100 million plus. And we are having like a real AI, and we are the first one to like provide this kind of SDK in the entire industry. Nobody has ever done anything like this. And we have a track record of proving that like our tech really works. Our tech really works in any market condition. It's really true. It's been doing consistently. And it's been doing consistently since several months now. It's not like before, like when 3 months, 4 months, and then we had to optimize something. Like, no, optimization is not at all necessary in this environment, what we have created. It will do everything on its own. So with this kind of thing, like we can easily have like 150, $200 million market cap, because you just see the market cap of Chat GPT or Chain GPT or like any of these kind of projects. So basically they're just providing, something like Chat GPT and some other kind of small functions, and many things are yet to come. They haven't come yet. Pal.ai or any of this kind of AI, projects. But here on the day one, like we have many things. Of course, like everything will come like one by one, like quarter to quarter. One quarter we are releasing this. Another quarter we will come up with this one. Next 4 to 5 months, we will have a complete product where you can trade in futures trading and a manual, fund managers thing. And then we will add something in the next 3 months. So it's about product management. We will see what is the priority, and we keep adding products like every three months. And there will be some news also for that. Okay, it's going to launch. So it's something like that one. So that's why out of $5 million, what we are raising, $1 million will be kept for marketing. Because you know what, we're keeping 20% of the total raise budget for marketing. Because for b-cube, like when we raise the money what we raise itself was very small. If I think now, right now, like how much would have been a good money for b-cube, I think it would be around like $5 to $6 million would have been good. We would have had enough money for adding liquidity. We could have gone to big exchanges. We could have done so many other things. It would have possible, like if we had that much of money. But we didn't have that kind of money. So whatever the things that we had, like we were trying to do our best within our own, like within our own circle. So that's why, like, to avoid all these pitfalls, like now we need to know like what is the real money that is needed and necessary to do it. It's not that like we don't know like about marketing ways or like hiring some influencer or something, because we go to any influencer, they will ask for 50K, 60K, and it's like only 1 month engagement or something. For the long-term engagement, like they should get some tokens during the token sale, and then like you give some more money. It works in a different way. We didn't anticipate the things to work in this way. So that's why we are setting 20% of the total budget only for marketing. And 1.5 million, we are keeping it for adding liquidity and listing on top exchanges. So listing on top exchanges is currently, like what is the prices I know, and what they're expecting I know. And also like I know the people at the exchanges directly, the listing managers, and what they think and how they think and what they want to see it. How many token holders are necessary, how much volume is necessary, what market maker is very close to this particular exchange. Some market makers are very close to Mexi, Some market makers are very close to Bybit. Some market makers are very close to Binance. Some market makers are very close to OKX. Some market makers work with everybody, but they have some favorable conditions with certain exchanges. So all these things has been, like studied for the past couple of months. So this is what I was doing with all my travels, like just learning this one, meeting the right people, building some rapport with them. It's not that for example, you just meet somebody somewhere and you just go straight into the topic. And next time you think like he's your friend and he will do anything for you. It doesn't work that way. That's why like when you meet someone somewhere, like when you meet somebody at Hong Kong, we should say like, hey, are you coming to Dubai? Like, okay, like I will also be there. And you meet them again. You build the rapport more. And then like you will start to like discuss about the business. That's how it works. Because if you're straightly going and asking and next time you're not meeting them frequently, or you're not exchanging some messages or some phone calls or something, it will not work, because people know that like you have come just for your own things and they don't give you any preference. So that's what like I was keeping a track on it. So once this is like we will keep like $1 million for marketing, 1.5 for adding liquidity, listing on top exchanges, and some legal fees here and there, like if something is there, because we have a compliance team, um, then that will be taking care of it. So then, like once we are settling with B3X in this way, then, in the white paper, like b-cube is everywhere, because that is a technology partner. Because without b-cube, we wouldn't have gone ahead with this project, because this new project is very tech intensive and it needs a lot of technology to build all these modules and everything. And it is using completely b-cube in the backend. So b-cube is very important. So this is when we get like so much of highlight on B3X, then we will start to push even b-cube also. So once we have this kind of revenues and everything, then it will be possible for us to, being the creators of both the project, we can push this b-cube on bigger exchanges. We can add liquidity from our own revenues, and the influencers and calls with whom we will make friends with during this project. The same people can also, like push b-cube at the same time. So this is how, like, both things can go hand in hand, because on the technology side, b-cube is a technology provider. On marketing side, the same people who are marketing one of the projects, and that project is heavily dependent on another one, and they will push this project also. And this is how like we can take b-cube also on a bigger exchanges, on the listing on CEX, adding liquidity, getting market makers for that one, and getting a lot of highlight on that. So this is how like we can even, like push b-cube in this way. This is my vision to bring this and to also take b-cube along with that one. So both will go hand in hand, because b-cube is the one which is having a regulated status. It's not this new project. A new project is a decentralized, decentralized project, which doesn't need any kind of regulations or something, because everything is decentralized. All you need is just a wallet, and you don't even need to do any KYC or anything on this exchange. You just need a wallet, and you connect your wallet, and you start to trade, or you start to use our funds, or you build your own funds. You can do anything that you want on this particular exchange. It is a exchange like which is made for traders, investors, or builders, or any technological experts. And at the same time, like, with b-cube, like which is supplying the technology to that, which will also get its fees from it. And b-cube on its own will be doing, custodian services, market making, brokerage, and OTC. And every exchange, for example, if you go on Binance, or if you go on any other exchange, whatever the CEX you want, the centralized exchanges, if you go there, like something will be written on top of it, like OTC, or like a brokerage or something. So this OTC, they are doing it themselves. But in our case, the OTC on our exchange will be carried out by b-cube, because b-cube is a custodian, b-cube is a regulated company. So some of these b-cube's big services will be put on this B3X. So that's how like b-cube also derives its own value. Because if you create a very big ecosystem, if you create a very big platform, and once you have a lot of people on it, then you can literally push anything that you want on that one. So b-cube's products will be selling on B3X. That's how like, custodian services like will become huge. Because if you have custodian solutions, providing the strategies what we have, but in a very different way, in a manual way, like we are just adding, doing portfolio management and everything, it's going to give us a lot of money. So that's how like these two things will come together, technologically speaking, marketing wise, and token listing and other things like which we have been discussing. So later on, like what is the vision behind this exchange? Is it just about derivatives, spot trading, and options trading? Definitely not. The vision is big. It's huge. Because currently what we are talking about is perpetual trading contracts, right? Like which is where futures trading on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all these kind of things, altcoins, every kind of coins. But later on, we will go to options trading. And after options trading, we will go to like spot trading. And once this is there, then we will go to lending, borrowing. Other projects can have their tokens for staking to provide liquidity. And whoever is providing liquidity, they will also get real yield from us. So a lot of liquidity is going to come from these kind of schemes. And we are going to make, we are also making something called as like a inter blockchain connectivity, IBC, which means like if there is no enough liquidity on Ethereum, we will take the liquidity from other chains, and all the Cosmos ecosystem chains will be taken together and interconnected. That is what they call as interoperability. And we take the liquidity into one single thing from several different blockchains. So in this way, like we will have huge liquidity on the exchange. And lastly, what I want to say is like this kind of DEX has never been built. Forget about DEX, even CEX has never been built, because all the CEX will have some tools like what I have seen. For example, grid bots and what is that like grid, and there is one more thing also. I don't know that there is two things like a grid bots are there and something else is there. So these are the only two things like what we have normally seen. Yeah, Zero. Thanks for that. Yeah, grid bots and DCA bots. That's it. But it can give huge returns in certain market condition. But whether it can give consistently is the big question, because the word here is consistency and the word here is not return. Because this is the to see a very good strategy, you need to see the profit factor and you need to see the Sharpe ratio. Because if any like a newcomer to the market is there, he will ask you like how much is the returns what you are making for us. Little bit matured investor will ask like, okay, what is the like risk management tools that you have. Very, very, very like smart investor will ask you like what is your Sharpe ratio, because he wants to know like how much risk adjusted is your strategy. If risk is very high and but your return is very small, then it's not worth it. So with DCA and grid, you can make some seasonal money but not consistent money in any market condition. It's not possible at all. And for making this DCA or something, you don't really need this kind of bots also, which can be like we were discussing that in our team some time back. Is there something similar to like this grid and DCA that we can do? But there are like so many other simple ways that we can do with our own execution engine. So that is not even necessary to make it like that. You can just coin like how many percentages, logarithmic or linear averaging that you need to make, and it can make it for you. So it's very simple. But what we are focusing is on like very different kind of strategy, like what Jim Simons built for Renaissance Technologies, the AI that works for you all the time, consistently, without any motions, and performing so well that it will keep giving you profits irrespective of market condition, and everything with very well risk adjusted returns and very good strategies at the same time, which doesn't need any optimization, which doesn't need any new approaches. Everything is automated. We will just like supervise, being humans, like we're just watching, because some events and some black swan events can happen here and there, but otherwise the signals and everything, it just generates and it just makes it. So this is the holy, like how can I say, like this is the holy grail that we have, SFSS, which is our AI tech. And this AI tech, when it is mounted on our DEX, then that goes to completely another level. And this is the project like which will also glorify b-cube as a technological partner. And also because of making all these connections and everything, we will also be able to make like b-cube like very strong, very very strong, like on another level, and with brokerage, with OTCs, with because OTCs and everything needs an exchange, but we have our own exchange, so we can do OTC from there. We can do custodian, we can do so many things with that one, with the existing platform also. And you know what, like which I never have the mindset of giving up on anything. I will never give up, no matter what. The only time when I can give up is probably I should die. Otherwise, like, this giving up is not in me. I was looking for funds for b-cube everywhere, everywhere, because I was thinking like, okay, we have like 2 months of runways, and after 2 months, like, probably we might have to stop it for few months until we begin this project, and then simultaneously we can launch both the projects once again. But I was still thinking like, no, I need to do something. I need to do something so that like I don't have to pause like after 2 months or something like that once we run out of the money. And what happened? I convinced some angel investors. So I'm meeting them in Vietnam. So they are making like something like little more than $500,000 of capital infusion in the company. I'm making an equity deal. I'm not making any token deals with them. Just a equity, plain equity, and they will get the token warrants in the new project. Which is token warrants in the sense like, let me say that like I'm giving them at angel round, and they can claim the tokens by paying the money. It's not free. They have to pay money and they have to claim the tokens. But we will have like an expiry date for that. It's like, okay, I am signing the contract with you now. You have 6 more months. And within these 6 months, you have to claim your tokens. If you don't claim your tokens after within the 6 months, like, no, you lost it. We will not give you anything, but you just have the equity shares of the company. So right now, like 200K is confirmed, like which is already there. Another 400K is coming. So we don't need to stop b-cube. So like it got extended like by several months. So in this way, like when it is still going on, we are running the things, and then we get the money from the new project. And these are the same companies anyway. This will go on because the team is the same. One of our senior developer, who is also a principal architect and also the angel investor, one of the angel investor, because he joined our company and he wants to be an angel investor because he saw what was in the company. He saw like how much hard works we do. And you have to understand that like someone who joins as a team member wants to be an angel investor now, because he is the insider guy. He sees what is going on. He sees like our vision. He sees our intention behind what we do. And he got convinced. And there are two other people, like they too will get convinced. I'm meeting them in Vietnam. So they're flying down to Vietnam to meet me to make this deal. So we don't have to stop b-cube, I think. It will just go on because we will have money. And once we raise the funds, like it's the same team and everything. So it will just go forward from there. So we will make both the projects a banging success this time. Because I learned a lot from b-cube experience. A lot, a lot. You can't even imagine like how much I learned from this experience. Um, I know how, like this token sale games works, like for which VC we should give and which KOL we should give and who is having what reputation, how to speak to them, how to approach them. I made many friends. Like it was a VC, there is one VC group on Telegram. It's called as Alpha Catalyst. And this is a very close network. I was part of it like since 2021 because I once, like when USDC lost its peg, I bought it and I traded on USDC. And everybody was surprised because everybody were feeling like, okay, USDC will completely go down. No, it will not go down. It's backed by Goldman Sachs. They will never allow it to go to zero or something. It was just a common sense. So once I made the trade, this group's, VC, like he just added me on the group. So from then onwards, I made a lot of friends there. And then these were the people who called me on a yacht in Dubai. And I was on their yacht, complete, like night on this party, like what we were on. I made a lot of friends there, a lot of friends, like a lot of VC friends, and everybody wanted to support me there with this project. So I know the tricks, like these things I didn't know back then, but now the things have changed. Now I know much more things. And I know definitely like what we should not do. Although like what we should exactly do might be, a little bit different, but definitely I know what we should not do in this process, in this context. So that's why we will be, going through this. We will have like amazing journey going forward. Because you know what, like I am an entrepreneur. I think about business. Money is very important. Like we need to make money. We need to make business sustainable, and we need to make everything, right? That is true. But more than everything, like I have a dream. I have the dream that like anybody who comes to b-cube, anybody who knocks the door on b-cube, should be able to make consistently profits with them. And I'm getting some emails, getting some messages. Even some people are writing to me on LinkedIn, like they don't want me to take their names publicly, so I'm not taking their names. But some of them, maybe you know them, some of them you don't know them at all, because not everybody is on Telegram. Also, there are few people like who don't come on these kind of networks. They said like they're earning so much now, like it's becoming almost like 50%, 40% of their real income, and they're very thankful for it. And you know what, like when you hear that, you feel so good. You feel so, you feel that like you're productive and you're doing something on this planet. That is the most important thing. Money comes and goes, because um to be honest, like we before we had runways only till January. We didn't have till May, actually. Because last year, if you have seen, like in when I went to Web Summit and I came back in 2022 November, and I wrote something on Telegram when I was speaking. You can go back to chats and recall it during this time. In 2023, in Q1, one day I said, like, look, we have money only till end of the year. After that, we don't have money. All these months, like I have put everything what I have, everything, literally. I sold off literally every single thing. I don't want to say like what I did and like what I have done, like to arrange these kind of things, which created some conflicts in my personal life and like many other things, like what am I doing or something. But like, no, it's not my obsession, but it's my vision. Because I can't be alive like if I don't have my vision in front of me. I can't be alive like if I don't see something happening, what I have in my mind. Yeah, it's not about money. Like you will have money, but like, you know that feeling of like not accomplishing um what you want to do, really, the lack of accomplishment in life, that one haunts me very much. And like I'm a very workaholic, and it's not because like I want to be that way, but if I don't do that, then I feel that like well, like I'm not so productive. Like what am I doing? Why I should be quiet? Like my mind is absolutely peaceful and it's zen when I'm working. When I'm not working, it's chaotic. I just can't sit quiet. It's just the opposite way for me. And I just love so much what I do. And I motivate my team so much that like they're exactly like me. They're also working day and night. They said like, come on, Guru, like we will do everything what you want. Like let's do something together. And I said like, okay, guys, like look, I will put everything whatever I have, like till my last euro. I don't care like if I'm on street or something. I don't care at all. But I want to make this project a great success because I know there is technology. I know we have built something very significant. I know people are using the product. They are happy with the product. And this cannot end in this way. This has to go only one way, and that is up. And whatever is necessary, I will do it. And that exactly like what we've been doing like in the last several months. Because Erwan never took any salary in the company from the time we started. Never ever. He has never taken anything. Like all our accountants, like my Hungarian accountant is also a holder. Like he's always like cheering on Telegram, and he's cheering on Twitter. Like everybody knows him. So Gabor, like everybody knows Gabor. So he's my accountant. He knows what's going on in my account. He will not see anything what is going on there, like because he sees my bank statements. He sees my, like, he makes my pay slips. He does everything. He pretty much knows everything. He knows how clean we are, how beautifully we manage our accounts. Everything is so white and black. And even our French accountant is also our hodler. He also, like making our account, book of accounts. So he knows everything. And that's why publicly I am saying everything. So we did that one. And we are like this because for us, that vision is very important. And with B3X, we want to be a unicorn with not only with B3X, with B-cube also. And I'll tell you why. Because the custodian businesses have already crossed $24 billion in this 2024 in the Q2. That is now $24 billion we are talking about. Even if 1% of it custody, if we get it, that's $240 million. $240 million. Just I'm saying 1% of it, or even 0.1% of it is $24 million. And B-Cube's business model is very simple. 2% entry fees, 0.1% management fees, and 2% exit fees. It's plain and clear. This is pretty similar to like what Renaissance Technologies was making. And they were taking like 30-40%, like they were even much more expensive than us. But we are like much more cheaper than us, and we are doing exactly what they are doing. We are delivering exactly what they were delivering it. And also in our custody, like we will also arrange the money per trade. Like, okay, this trade, like I'm confident, okay, let me go for $500 with the 1,000 that I have. And next trade, like, okay, like let me just take a small scalp. So the risk is high because it's a small scalp. Let me just use 100 USDT for this. So we can do all these things like in custodian, which we can't do in automated services. So that's why custodian is very huge. Now I was in Brazil. There was one project by name Vault. What Vault is doing is similar to what we are doing, but their returns are not that great like us. So they said like, look, what we do is like, although we are taking custody from people, we will give you some money of our custodian for you. You manage it. So initially, like we give you like 100K or 200K. And once like you get 100K or 200K, and from that one, you do further things what you want to do. We will give more custody and everything later on. So that's amazing. We got a deal there. And like that, like we have got like some other kind of like small custodian things. But more custody you get, more AUM you have, and more track record you have, more money you attract. That's how it begins, because everything has to begin from some point, right? So that is how it begins. In Brazil, also like Ethereum Rio organizer, he's the owner of this one, Antonio. Like we became very good friends. We were in touch with each other for almost like several months, even before this program happened. We were having a lot of discussion and everything. So we are thinking of doing something very big in Brazil, because in Brazil, like the services like us doesn't exist. And even if exists, like they don't have the same kind of quality like the way how we have. Some of them are not so transparent also. Their algorithms or something, they don't know. But we are the only one who have a product page in which we are explaining how our AI works. So it's not a complete black box. How much people need to know, we are giving that much of information to them. So that's why like they want our services to be there. So we're discussing about like making affiliate program with them. We're discussing about like getting custodies with some of the companies that they have. And also they were interested in getting allocation with our new project, because they want to get some customers from Brazil to us. But this is the way they get introduced to us, by having some tokens with us. I said like, okay, let me think about it. So great things were made there. And Monday I am traveling to United States for Austin for consensus. And already like I have like very interesting meetings going on, because there we need we I'm thinking of like bringing in some extra liquidity for our B3X. So extra liquidity in the sense like more liquidity, better the exchange. So some liquidity providers are there. So I'm speaking to them, DEX liquidity providers. And I'm also speaking to a couple of other investors there once again. One of the investors, actually, he himself sent me a DM on Twitter. He's a very big guy, and I don't even know why he was like inviting me, and I was really very happy about it. He makes like programs several places. He made in US, like when I was in US last year. This year also I was in US, and now also he sent me, and I was always going to his parties, like what he host. So this time also I'm going to his parties, and I'm going to speak with him in detail about like everything. And I'm sure like they will be interested in what we are doing. If raising the money is the concern, like no, we can raise this $5 million very easily. You see, like besides 1 million from community and besides like 1 million from this community VCs, we can raise like another $3 million also very easily. But that is not my point. My point is that this time when we raise the funds, we should raise from the best people, from those people like who will really add value in terms of KOLs, in terms of exchange listing, in terms of market makers, in every single way. That is the way we have to do this time. And that's why like I'm very careful with the allocation process. It's not like, okay, if somebody has money, like we just give them, like, no, that's not how it works. We will be doomed. We will be, like we will be going towards failure. I will never do that, and I will never allow that to happen. So right now, like my priority is to get the product out, the DEX, the perpetual trading DEX, in another 5 months. I'm saying 5 months, but I know in 3 months it will happen, because our team will be like 24/7 on it. I'm also 24/7 on it. I'm always 24/7. So let me say like 25/7 on it, the new project. So 3 months it will be finished, but still on the safer side, I'm telling you 5 months it will be there. And the token offering should go like between June or July. We will start the things once the tokenomics is defined. We will do, community round here, and we will do VC round somewhere else. We will also go on some launch pads, some very good ones, where I have some contacts also, like from my yacht parties and other things. So some good launch pads, some good ones, like because we will get some followers there, so we will build some community there. So this is how we are going to do it. Look, like community building and bringing new people is not through giving some what is that, like giveaways and like okay, I will give you 250K, like if you just retweet and join and everything. If you pay peanuts, you will get only monkeys, and that's what we got last time. So you can't get people like that, and they're completely useless. And I'm telling you, it is going to spoil the project, completely spoil the project. Have you ever seen any good project making such kind of giveaways, like follow and you do that? No, they never do that. They never ever do that, because it's a very cheap way to do it. And if you think like, okay, in this way I am raising the number of Twitter numbers, or like some other numbers like Telegram numbers or Discord numbers, absolutely we are fooling ourselves. These exchanges, when I discussed with BitGet CEO, the lady, which I even posted the photo with her. Like they're having so much sophisticated tools to know like how many people are really active on the platform, how many people are really active on the products. They have all these kind of tools. And if they see that like, okay, 5,000 people are there, but the engagement rate is 20%, that is very good. If you have 50,000 people and engagement rate is like not even 0.1%, it's very bad. And they know like you're inflating the number. No, we can't cheat people. Like it's so childish to think like, no, we will pump up the numbers like 100K, 200K, and everybody will be like, oh my God, they have 100 people, 100,000 people. Like I will just go to them now. Like, I want to put my money. Like it doesn't work like that at all. And marketing also, like we have already started it. But it's not that like when we start marketing, like a pump, tokens will start to pump. Nobody will know it. If somebody comes to me and says like, look, I know one token, like you have to invest in this one, I will not invest immediately with that one, because I don't even know about this project, and I'm not even excited about what they are doing. Why should I even put any money into it? It doesn't work that way. There is a very different way of doing it. Let me show you something. Just a minute. Okay, let me share my screen quickly. You can see my screen now. You see, like this is like Telegram marketing. What we are already doing: free trading with AI agents. And this is how like we have selected the channels, like all the competitors like 3 commas, these influencers, everybody like top influencers like Wise Advisor, Signal, Watcher, Guru, Bitscape, Bybit Copy Trading. These are the channels what they have on on Telegram. So this is how we have selected it, and we are running the campaigns. So I'll show you like this campaign, like CPM, like we have kept it in like a one Telegram coin, like which is ton $7 or something. And we have put like some budget on it, and we can see like how many views are coming and who is seeing. This is how our ad will be displayed on all the Telegram channels. So this is how they are coming. And when I saw on the Telegram also, like there is a spike in number of followers now on both on the chat channel as well as on the announcement channel also. But these people are coming on announcement channel, and that's why for whoever is making announcements on the announcement channel, I've asked them to post all the social links there, because these people are coming to the announcement channel, and when they come there, they will know like where they have to come. So that's why this is the way for them to come. And then you can see like how many views has happened, right? So among like 46,000 views, 94 people have joined us. So there is still, it's going on, and we are targeting like 85 channels. And also like traditionally, what we are doing is, like we are making like this kind of Notion files. We are seeing like, okay, top of the funnel, TOFU means non-users email sequencing. This is our Notion, file document of the company. So this is where like our growth marketing manager like is making all this research on it, like how to do it, core sequencing, how we will educate them. We will go step by step. We have designed all these things. We have designed some prompts, creatives, how they should be. Let the AI do the heavy lifting. This is for retail investors, beginner to intermediate people, their pain points, the solutions. And then like we have made different kind of classification. For professional traders, we will target in this way. Retail investors, we will target in this way. HNIs and high net worth investors and professional fund managers, everybody. It has a different approach. So we are following all these things. Moreover, like on Twitter also, um, if you go to like, you see here, you are seeing like 1.3 million views. This was, using the Web3 software. And we got like 216 likes and 27 retweets. Now we are trying to retarget these people once again, among these people, whoever like were engaging it. And for these people, we are displaying the ads still. So you see like 2 million people have seen. So where is the marketing? Where is the marketing? It is there. It is there, but it doesn't mean like you will see suddenly a spike in the token or something like that. Like, no, these are like organic things. Like first people need to see your ads, then they have to see it like a couple of times, and then they will engage with your platform. And once they engage with your platform, like the next step would be to, buy your product, test your product, get a lot of confidence. They will buy tokens. They will bring their people also, friends and family. We have a very good affiliate program, 20% profit from the person who buys the product to you for life, until and unless your person is not dropping out. So this is how like we bring the people into funnel, and that's how it's going to happen. So everything is work in progress. Everything is going on great. So guys, like that's it. Like this is what I wanted to give you as an update, and I wanted to show you something with all these things, like what I was discussing with um so yeah, thank you guys. Like that's it I want to say. Like we will go ahead with this amazing journey. I'm not saying anything less than a unicorn. I will see a unicorn, and we will all go together in this journey towards that point. And that is definitely going to happen. I'll put my everything, whatever is there, everything online. I put everything, and I will put even more what is left. And I will make it like a huge success. And your support and love is my strength. and you've always been supportive. You've always been, like behind my back. And that has given me all the strength to do what I am doing now. That motivates me so much, so much. And I know like all the people like who have been, with us in this journey. It's not been an easy journey, but still, we are also motivated. We are all so much like loving the products. We are all appreciating the things like what we are doing, and that gives us a lot of strength. And you've given me that strength. You have given me your trust. You have given me your love, and that will not go unnoticed. That will never go unnoticed. That's what I can promise you. I can promise you only one thing today, and that's why I wanted to make this particular, special session. Because after this session at 4:30, I have a call until 6:30, and I have one more call like till like 8:30. So today I will be very, very busy. I will have almost no time today. But still, I thought like today we should have this call. I need to speak to people like who matter to me and who have placed their trust in me. Because you people have put the trust in me. You are betting on me. You are betting on this project. And I have to deliver you. It's my responsibility. And I will do that. And I will do that in such a way that like which is beyond your imagination. And I will not let anybody down. It's impossible because this guilt will kill me for the rest of my life. And I will not allow that to happen. Guys, like I can tell you one thing. We are going to make amazing things. And I'm going to US on Monday. And I'm coming back from US on 3rd of June to home, back to Hungary. 5th of June, again, I'm traveling to Vietnam until like 15th of June. So I'm just like coming home for like 1 or 2 days and that's it. And I'm coming actually because I didn't have a flight from US to Vietnam. So I'm just coming for 2 days. I'm going to do everything possible and I will make it a grand success, guys. Thank you so much for all your love and support. I truly respect it. Love you all, guys. Thank you. And all these things will be rewarded one day and we will meet one day. We will definitely meet one day. And I'm waiting for that one because I will not make any community meetup until like the listing of B3X. And B3X will be such a big listing that we have to meet on that day. And nobody will care about like coming to any place on that day because you will see what is going to happen. Let's create the history. We have learned enough. Now this is the time to work and deliver the things, guys. And let's make it. Let's make it. I am there for you. You are there for me. Let's do it together. This is what we need to do. We need to stand together now in this time, very strong, and we are going to make it. Thank you, guys. Have a nice weekend and take care of yourself. We are going to make it. Definitely. Bye, guys. Bye. Thank you so much.